There you go. So it makes you look good in the shot. I don't have Megan here, so I need someone to talk to, even if they do this to me. I know. I know. You're just sad because I was gone out seeing one of 3 summer blockbusters that I wanted to see this year. It's okay. It's okay. I got you, babe. I need you. I really do. I mean, the movie wasn't terrible, but then again... Oh, my lords. Oh, brother. Alright, you want to be that way? Fine, I'll talk with myself. Where do I start? If you're wondering where the Fallen Kingdom and the Dominion reviews are, oh wait, second wind. You want to sit there? Alright, I'll let you sit there. Okay. It's okay. Yeah. You're gonna look pretty for me? Yeah, I need you. Easy. Where was I? Oh yeah, so if you're wondering where the Fallen Kingdom and the Dominion reviews are, they are filmed. Fallen Kingdom 1 is 75% complete. I have yet to touch Dominion, and I'll probably talk a little later as to why, because right now you want my thoughts about the movie, and I think that's best to get out of the way, because this video is about my thoughts on Jurassic World Rebirth, not updates and housekeeping on vaulting, as if anyone watches my videos anymore. When I heard that they greenlit this thing, and noticing like the short amount of like prep time and stuff, that was like a big warning sign. But then, while it inched closer and closer, there was that thought process where it's like, okay, maybe they could be better than the last 3 movies. David Coop is doing the screenplay. He did the first 2. Jurassic Park and Lost World, Jurassic Park. Steven Spielberg was at least like suggesting ideas and stuff. Gareth Edwards, I don't really have like much of a thing against. I think he's an okay director. He's not the kind of person where it's like, ooh, they hired this guy, or oh, they hired this guy. Like, I don't have like a big preference about him. I know his Godzilla movie doesn't hold up well anymore. Like, I mean, that one weekend it worked just fine, but then rewatching it's like, oh, there's problems here. Question mark. I mean, going into this, I heard a lot of mixed things about it, and judging from the reactions just on a base level, it's somewhere like right in the middle. Like, the last I checked, I think on IMDb it's like channeling a 6.5 out of 10. On Rotten Tomatoes, like, critics are really, I think the last I checked was at like 54%, but the audience score was 75. It's probably up or down since this video. Metacritic is a whole other story. I think that's like somewhere at a 5, but yet the audience score is somewhere at like a 6.2 or 6.3. I just went in with low expectations. I just literally went in and I'm like, you know, this could be good, this could be bad, but at the end of the day, as long as I can just write this off as entertaining, maybe I'll be okay with this. And then the movie begins, it commits cardinal sin number 1. Because after a prologue that's done in a Final Destination style form of death, it immediately shows text that says, X many years later, dinosaurs are roaming the world. Also, because of disease and things, they're starting to die off. Some of them have relocated to different parts of the world. fine. But then, when it's introducing our characters in the first scene, we see them in a traffic jam downtown, and there's like this, I'm probably going to get the name wrong, so feel free to correct me if you will. This Apatosaurus-looking dinosaur. I think I found the way around it. I'll just say it looks like one, but I know it's not the one. This, this Brachiosaurus, Brontosaurus, Apatosaurus, whatever, is stuck under the bridge. There's a tree under going, and they're trying to get it out. And then later they go to a dinosaur museum where they show clips detailing in cartoon form on a screen, like, oh, the dinosaurs are dying out because the environment is not hospitable enough for them, and there's some disease or whatever, so they're going to like different parts of the world where they're more inhabitable. And on the one hand, I'm not against that idea at all. I'm kind of fine with it, because there is some science and logic to it. It goes back to the first movie when Hammond was cloning these dinosaurs back into existence. Because even Ellie Sattler was like, look, you brought them into a world that they don't know if it's going to be similar or different to the one they had like 65 million years ago. And it is proven that the climate was way different before we even existed. So, I like the idea, but did you have to mention it more than once in the first 15 minutes? Are we seriously that dumb? Like, even when they get to, like, when they're on the boat and going to the island, they're like, explaining like, oh, the dinosaurs have relocated because of so-and-so. I'm like, thank you. This is like the third time you had to remind me about this. There has to be a studio note that said, oh, our audience is like 2 or 3, so let's just add that prologue in there so they know exactly what's going on. So that's cardinal sin number 1, is the use of the exposition. And that also leads into number 2, which is the characters. This is a case where there's so much detail elaborated by... Hang on a second, I'm going to turn this fan off. Because I'm listening to it blow in the wind, and I'm like, that probably interfered with the audio. There we go. Where was I? Hopefully you heard about that earlier, but yeah, okay, where was it? Oh yeah, Cardinal Sin number 2. The characters. When you have them speak like all this, like, this happened to me, and then this happened to me, and then when they discuss, like, past things and all that, and talk about things like PTSD, or, oh, this happened to me, so we have kind of a connection on this thing, or, oh, I can relate to that, and blah blah blah, bleep bleep bleep, like, that's fine and all. But you're going to make me predict who's going to live and who's going to die in this movie so easily. It's okay, because if you have a backstory, or if you're part of a group that on paper you want to see live, or if you have some deeply detailed thing, guess what? You're gonna live. The only means of dying on this expedition is if you don't detail who you are, or at the very least, you will most likely become a character that I want to see die in the beginning. What, you're gonna leave? You're gonna leave? You have no place to go but here? Okay, you can open the door. That's great. That's great. Now I know that dogs can't open doors. It was just open a crack. She wants to go where the cold air is. She said the fan's off. Where was I? So, you can tell who's going to live and die in this movie. That easily. Because when you start to realize, oh, we're stuck with this character. Oh, we're stuck with that character. I bet you that character is going to be alive for at least 10 or 20 minutes of the flick. Just because of how they're simply defined. Unless they reveal some kind of backstory or some minute detail, you know right away how long you're going to be stuck with a person that you don't care for, a character you actually want to see get munched on, or at the very minute detail, just because they hint some kind of a connection which may or may not pay off later on. Even if it's not romantic, at least platonic. So the whole idea is that there's two movies going on here. You have a bunch of mercenaries going to the island, one of them played by Scarlett Johansson, and they're sent out there to collect blood samples of dinosaurs. Just 3. The Mosasaurus, the Titanosaurus, and I'm probably going to mess up the name of one of them, but it starts with a Q. It's Quascolatus. It looks like a pterodactyl, but it's more bird-like. So they have to go to this island, collect blood samples from these 3, because apparently their DNA is vital to some medical cures and things like that. Alright, fine. I'm okay with that idea. But there's a problem. Because you can so easily... hang on a second, I make this joke work. Okay, down you go. Alright. That goes up here. Where was I? Oh yeah. The problem with that is that so easily... you can easily go to your nearest 7-Eleven and get all 3 of these things. I swear, this whole movie feels like a promo just for these damn cups. I didn't even know they were doing this until Monday. Oh, crap. Oh, gee, Morgan, why would an idiot like you collect these things? Because I have all 6 of the McDonald's cups that you see in the vaulting episodes. The Jurassic June, I guess the last 2 are Jurassic July. God forbid if I want to finish those suckers, I'll get into that later. You know what I should have done? I should have, knowing the plot of this movie now, I should have just filled these with cherry Slurpees and come in and be like, well, collecting the blood samples of these 3 were kind of easy after all. I just had to go to my nearest 7-Eleven, which was 20 minutes away from me. And hey, at least they come with a nifty little straw. Oh my goodness. You know what? Despite what I think of the movie, the cups are kind of cool. Oh my goodness. And at least I can look at these and be like, you know, this is just a collectible at this point. It's just something to sit on the shelf and look at. Because it's so empty. And thinking about it now, this is what the movie feels like to me right now. It's just something to sit there, look at, and then walk away and do something else. Because I was debating about this on the ride down. I didn't hate this movie. I didn't love it. Is it better than the Jurassic World movies? Arguably yes, arguably no, because at least the first one was so dumb and it had its moments. And I hate to say it, but at least it was memorable. I'm like struggling to like hold on to certain things. Like characters, for example. If you want to make your movie good and memorable, you have to have characters to care for. And even if I can remember the group of people in Jurassic World, I am like struggling to remember anyone, or even their names in this one. I guess the family's okay. That's pretty much just Land of the Lost. Oh yeah, no, I forgot plot number 2. So plot A, mercenaries are getting blood samples. Plot B, you have a whole family that's near the island and they're going boat sailing or whatever. But oh no, dinosaurs attack and they live! And they get taken up by the mercenaries and stuff, and then they weirdly split after capturing a blood sample from the Mosasaurus. So in one half, you have Dino Crisis going on, And in the other, you have quintessentially what should be a more serious version of Land of the Lost. Which one? Take your pick, the 70s or the 90s version. I'm partial to both. So, that's going on. And it's hard for me to say which plot I liked better, because even if you focus on one group over the other, it doesn't matter, because I wish these characters were more well-defined, and the more I'm thinking about it, that is the one thing that's driving me to write this off as just, it's fine. It's not the worst, it's not the best, it's just serviceable. It's okay. You can just watch this back-to-back with Jurassic Park 3 and you'll live. It's not insulting my intelligence. Oh, except for one character that I wanted to see get eaten, but no. The moment when I realized that, I realized that God is keeping this character alive just to torture me. Okay, so in the family group, there's a teen, I don't know, 17, 18, whatever, called Xavier, and my lord, I'm fine with dumb characters if you just let them have some sense of humanity. And there are moments where it comes so close to doing it, but he's such a goof. He's such a lazabout. Even at one point he mentions it. And I felt there was no character arc throughout that convinced me this person was getting better as the movie goes along. Because the more it did, I would have had more respect if he actually died. Cynical as it sounds, just the way they create this person. Okay, so maybe he's trying to be some kind of comic relief. There's a scene where the dad is like seeing all these pipes connect to a village or so, and he's like, they're warm, they must be connecting to somewhere. Does anyone have any ideas on what to do? And then the Xavier kid's like, I got weed. It's a little wet, but it could be some good work. And then the father's daughter is like, haha, he's just kidding, he doesn't mean it. Oh, I wanted to groan so loud that the three people in front of me, I wanted to play it fine. There's a moment early on when they're on the mercenaries boat and they get attacked by the Spinosauruses. This is in the trailer, so I can give it away. Which, by the by, I actually don't mind the redesign of the Spinosauruses. They look pretty good. Yeah, there's a scene where the mercenaries get attacked by the Spinosauruses and they get split up. And the daughter character, for plot reasons I won't spoil if you care, gets knocked off. No, she slips off the boat. I gotta be careful what I say here. She slips off the boat. Xavier, stoner dude, boyfriend jumps after and saves her, and then later, they're over a campfire, and the dad's trying to have like a heart-to-heart with him, and be like, you know, you saved her, you know, you seem like you have like a good heart for her, and he's just like, I'm just lazy, you know, I don't have a conscience. I'm like, man, this is your moment. This is your chance to, like, redeem your character, because through about a good third of the movie, I wanted to see you perish. You are given not one, but 2 chances. There's even a bit before that, when the father thanks him, and he's like, oh, yeah, whatever, and I'm like, you're saying whatever to the daughter of the father who's thanking you and trying to warm up to you? I know these movies have their B-movie roots, but come on! You're not Full Moon Features, you're AM Entertainment! What was David Koepp thinking when he was writing this? Or was there like a ghostwriter or something? Because they'll do that, they'll have a script doctor come in and like change certain things, so I'm curious! Oh, the little girl's fine. She's a smart character. She's practically Dora the Explorer, but instead of boots, she has like a baby dinosaur that goes with her. That was fine. If the movie was just the father and her, that would have been okay by me. And that's the other thing too, like when you have characters that are not fully defined, but yet they stick around for some reason, they just feel like They are there for reasons. Just to get through one action set piece over another. Even though I can easily see things working better if certain people were dropped and cut here and there. I mean, the plot of this movie's not frustrating me. It's more or less a good bulk of the people they wrote in. On paper, it could work. That's really the one thing that's trying to aggravate me just a bit more. But then I keep going back to some of the other Jurassic World movies, and I find myself more frustrated at certain things. And in a strange way, yeah, this is better than those movies, but I'm sorry. I'm going to jump to the first one and Lost World Jurassic Park, because at least those have entertaining things. Will I watch this one again? Yeah, if the opportunity was there, I wouldn't mind, because there are some action set pieces that are good. They're not great, but they do have their moments. They actually do have the raft scene with the T-Rex, which was in the first book, but they couldn't adapt it because there was just so much going on. And there are some little pieces here and there that are kind of interesting, like when they're scaling into this temple just to get the blood of the... I'm going to cheat a little here. Let's see if I can pronounce this right. The Quetzalcoatlus. I don't know, I'm just going to call him Q the Winged Serpent because why not? It sounds cooler. Yeah, they go into the temple of Q the Winged Serpent just to get some material, and this is kind of in the trailer, so I can kind of mention this. They're trying to carefully get like the embryo and stuff because it values the DNA of the actual Q, and then the Q mama comes in. She's like, "Hey, what are you doing at my nest? Why'd you get out of here?" "What you doing in my nest, fool? Get out of here!" Okay, so Q sounds like Mr. T. Sure, fine. I'm just doing this to entertain myself. And it leads to a whole scene where it's like scaling up the wall, trying to go after another one of the mercenaries. I admit that leads to a little bit of a cool moment, but I'm not gonna spoil it. The highly hyped up D-Rex, don't expect to be that the big baddie. Oh, they're doing hybrid dinosaurs again! That's gonna be a big thing. No. It just appears at the beginning, and then they save it for the end. I won't say how, because I'm certain folks don't want to hear spoilers, but there you go. This creature that was so hyped as hell as the next big Jurassic Park baddie just exists to bookend the movie. Why? Because would you like it to be another case to get chased by raptors? Would you like it to be another case to get chased by a T-Rex? I'll give the movie this much. Even if it does repeat, like, certain things from other movies, at least they don't go all out. Like, they don't bring the Velociraptors back. The T-Rex is only in for, like, one scene, and that's the raft scene, which is pretty cool. They do try to have, like, the newer dinosaurs in, and they mix up a little so that way each one gets its own chance, so I'll give it that. It's not like they're setting up, like, oh, they had one encounter with the Mosasaurus, I bet you it's going to come back at the end. It doesn't. Every scene individually is based on, like, the geographical location of each thing. So I do admire that it's not rehashing those dinosaurs, and just, instead it's going from one place to the next, and depending on the area, they run into said creature and stuff. Instead of raptors, it's another one whose name escapes me again. Correct me if I'm wrong, I don't mind. And I know dinosaurs are related to birds, but did they have to look like giant boneless chickens? Again, I'm not a dinosaur expert at all, but did they have to look like giant turkeys just breaking into an abandoned 7-Eleven? It's in the trailer, so I can talk about it. But yeah, they go as far as to recreate, like, small little action beats from some of the other movies. Like, hey, remember Lost World where you're at the compound getting attacked by the raptors? We're going to make it a convenient gas station that turns on by an automatic timer. And as a bonus, we're going to have the raptors in the kitchen scene, but instead, it's going to be people inside an abandoned 7-Eleven looking place getting stalked by one of those things. And there's water on the floor, so there's a little more tension to it. Oh, we're going to do the air duct crawl thing, but instead we'll do that underground. Every time it repeats something, I don't feel the stakes are raised. It's just, okay, so you just did this scene again, but you just added this and added that. That's the feeling I get. And even when it does something new, it's interesting enough to stick well in my mind, but then when it's just rehashing something from the earlier films, I'm just sitting back and thinking to myself, well, it's nice you did that, but I would have loved it if you went a little further. You know, there's better movies I could be watching. Ones I could be recommending. You know what I'd rather say? Go watch Congo. If you like jungle adventure films, go watch Congo. If you like claustrophobic areas and monsters on a rampage in small spaces, go watch The Relic. I'll have to give Deep Rising another shot because there were some moments in that movie that were kind of remind me of that. I mean, if you want to kill 2 hours, by all means, but for the love of God, don't pay full price. Go see it at a matinee. That's the best way I can describe this movie. It's better than what I've seen before, but at the same time, it's not quite there. The first one is still the best one, and I feel like all the sequels have been trying way too hard, or when they try something less, it still falls flat. Even the ending, it just builds to a crescendo that just deflates at the end. Okay, they don't do anything like the T-Rex going in and fighting and saving everyone, I'll give it that much. I'm surprised they didn't repeat that after doing that for like the past 1, 2, unless you count Indoraptor versus Blue from Fallen Kingdom. I don't want to write this one off as the worst because there's... Because the only other summer movie I've seen so far is Thunderbolts, and even that was just kind of lame. Given especially there were some good ideas, and it just sort of went poof at the end with the way it did. And while I feel the action sequences in this one, even if they do feel repetitive at times, at the end of the day, they're cool action sequences. But at the very least, go play the Telltale game. That's even better. In a strange way, I feel like that is what they were trying to do here. Just taking the backbone of a video game and just sort of playing it off of that. It has like same idea too, like a father and daughter on the island, and the mercenary collecting the Barbasol can because it's supposed to take place after the first one. I'll give it so much. There were some cool Easter eggs in here. I mean, Dilophosaurus making a cameo. There's a building named the Michael Crichton Middle School or something of that nature. I think at one point you see like 1 million years BC playing on the TV, so... okay, when you have like a classic movie that obviously inspired some others, I can't hate on that. It's clear that you're trying to respect some of the older stuff, but... Man... The lines of dialogue already... They're very hit and miss. Like, once in a while there's like, okay, it's kind of a cool line, and then there's a groaner. I can't bring myself to say this is a waste of time, but at the same thought process, this would have been so easy to recommend if you gave me characters to really care about, and exposition and development pieces that could have really polished this up. I think that's what's holding me back from saying, go, see it, check it out, it's worth it. If it's playing on TV, it's nice to have on, or at least it's at least as background noise. No, I wouldn't go as far as to say see it in the theater. I'd say probably wait. Probably wait a little bit. Or if you're morbidly curious, just check it out on a matinee. Don't pay full price. Please don't. Yeah, that's probably where I'd recommend it. Because I can't write this one off as bad, because at the very least they're trying to do something new, but at the same time, how far can you stretch this franchise after what happened with the last three movies that completely detonated all interest and curiosity? I only checked it out because of so much buzz. Because this is one of the three I was actually curious to see. It wasn't a case where I'm like, I got the t-shirt, man, I got all this, I'm going to go see. I'm like, no, I'm curious. Because there's really nothing else out there that intrigues me. Like, there's things that are like, that could be interesting, but then again, there's some red flags about it, like the Naked Gun reboot. Like, there's things about the Naked Gun reboot that do look interesting, but it's not going to get me to go out of my way to actually see it. So yeah, that's exactly where I stand. It's not the worst sequel I have seen, but it could have been so much more. It could have been so much more. And in this day and age of stretching the franchise out to a point where it's a rubber band and they're seeing how far it can go unless it snaps. It's already snapped, man! It's already snapped! Yeah... I don't want to say it, but there are some franchises that deserve to be put on ice. This is one of them. Give it like 10 or 15 years or so. You know what? No, don't do something and slap the Jurassic Park or Jurassic World name to it. Just do a new franchise with dinosaurs. Hell, reboot Carnosaur. I've heard good things about Carnosaur 2. I really want to check that out. It's another case where it could have been fine on its own, but because you slapped a brand name to it, now I have to judge it in the group of that franchise, which is nothing new. And I haven't seen too many movies this year because so much has been going on in my life. There's so many things I wanted to check out. I wanted to see Sinners. Didn't get a chance to see Sinners. I've heard a lot of good things about that. You're not going to catch me dead seeing Lilo and Stitch or How to Train Your Dragon. God forbid, I'll just watch the animated versions fine. But yeah, that's all I got for this one. Oh, right, I was going to go over the housekeeping details. So, yeah, if you're wondering what's up with the next two Vaulting episodes, I'll try to make the big story short. So last year, as it turns out, my grandfather he has Lewy body dementia. And my mother, bless her soul, has been putting her life and just... Let me rephrase that a little bit. She's been doing so much and sacrificing a lot of her time just to look after them, even if there's like a good day or a bad day at best. So most of the time I've been looking after the house, doing the best I can. And I've been going down there every week watching them, so Mom can come back up here and relax a little bit and stuff. And in the middle of June, sorry, in the middle of June, last month in the middle of June, there needed to be a day where I had to watch after my grandfather for at least on an overnight. So I could not film those 2 episodes or do anything about him. Family comes first, plain and simple. Plain and simple. And so that's why there's a delay with the last 2 for Jurassic June. But there's a part of me that's wondering if I should even finish those episodes. Because I really don't see any point anymore. Because my original idea was just 6 in 1 month and I'm done. But after revisiting these last 2, Fallen Kingdom and Dominion, it's like, is there a point? Is there a reason? The episode's already shot, the title cards are complete. I don't know. I really don't know. It's too late to do something new or different. I'm practically stuck finishing these things. So I'm forcing myself to complete this. But yeah. No, it's just... This is why I just see doing this as a side hobby these days. This is why this, to me, is just something on the side. Because I don't want to see this knowledge of movies go to waste that I have. I want to get my thoughts out there, talk, discuss about them. I don't want to make a profit off of them. They're very, okay, sure, I monetize my videos now. But that's... I don't see this as a profession. I don't see this as a job. I got a part-time job. Because the last one I have, the retail store decided to close down and bye-bye employees. So I had to find something. Pays the bills. But that's the best you can do, you know. So yeah. I don't know, maybe the next movie will be better. Of this summer. I know the next 2 I want to see is Superman and Fantastic Four: First Steps. I don't care what the hell y'all are saying about those 2, I'll still watch them. I sat through this, right? I'm sorry if I'm mad, it's just the stress of everything is just getting to me, so... I don't want to leave this off on a negative note, so... I'm more curious to see how it's going to do. This and then the other 2. Because by this point, you know, life is short, life is precious. So I'm just going to talk about what there is and just go about my day. So, those are my 2 thoughts on Jurassic World Rebirth. Do you have anything to say, pup? You have anything to say last minute? I'm going to turn the camera off soon. Do you have anything to say? Okay. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. There we go. Okay. Alright, you cheered me up. I really needed that. Thanks. Thanks. It's okay, it's okay. We'll go to bed soon. We will. We will. Thanks. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. Alright, that's enough. That's enough. I'll turn the camera off. See you whenever.